Welcome back, guys, to the MVM Show. I'm here with my buddy Travis, and we're gonna just talk a little bit. We got the plans. I think we got a little bit more details about when we're going to Connecticut.
I guess my question is, how did this all come about?
Well, he asked me, or he invited us. He was just like, "You guys should come out here. You should come out here." And I was like, people say that. I've heard that a lot over the years. Just so you need to come back here and hunt with us, or come up to Canada.
And you've done that,
Kansas.
right?
I have
went
done
places
that.
and had
really
mixed results, right?
Most of the time, good.
Yeah,
but there has been some really bad. I've had one really bad experience, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyways, he said that. Not that I believed him. I just didn't want him thinking I was like taking advantage or just trying to jump on it, which I wasn't. Obviously, he was inviting, but we're still learning each other because we didn't really know each other till right before season when we started doing podcast.
Yeah.
So, but then I was
you're referring to
Jimmy Muller. Yeah. But
Muller chokes, right?
Yep.
So he's in Connecticut.
Dude, did you see that deal they wrote up about? Was it Maine that they can hunt Sundays now? So it must be a total Northeast Coast deal. I don't know if all those states up there are like that, but remember how I was saying we can't hunt Sunday?
Yes.
Maine, I think it was Maine. I could be. Don't everybody quote me on here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think it was in Delta Waterfowl, but it's they can hunt on Sundays now this year. I thought that was pretty interesting. I almost think it's not a bad idea.
I don't either, especially with seeing what we experienced at our refuges. You could have an epic Saturday, and you usually go out there on Sunday, and you're lucky to, get one or two blue phase Ross, one or two birds,
Right.
So I think it's not a bad thing to let the birds rest.
I know people don't like when we say that, though.
I know, but and I'm sure there's people that, they probably do better on Sundays. They've done it long enough. They figured out where the birds go once they're pressured on Saturday, and I don't have it dialed in that much yet. I typically don't hunt Sundays anyways.
Unless it's windy, I guess. But
yes. But, you've experienced this, right? A great veteran hunt or a junior hunt, and you go back the next day, and you're like,
it's done.
Where did all these birds go?
Right.
They wise up really quick, even though they act really stupid with that break. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to not hunting.
I think it's a great thing. But
Sundays.
I don't
what do you think about a split season?
It would hurt a little bit, but I think it would be good. But here's the thing, Travis. So how long would it be good, though? So let's say you take a 2-week break on the split and you come back. It'd be good, like almost maybe like an opener again, maybe not quite, but just because birds haven't pushed in or not, depending on weather.
Yeah.
But so one hunt's really good again, then it just goes back to where it was, wouldn't it?
Pretty much. I think so.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it. Yeah. And the thing
it doesn't have a long term.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not a biologist.
If people hunt, they're going to hunt the whole season, and some people, they're like, I'm not going to hunt in November, right? Just kind of varies.
They do that anyways.
And life happens, right?
Yeah.
Life happens, and sometimes November's not the best time, but
yeah,
I don't think it really has a big impact one way or the other as far as like the duck populations.
Okay, I lied to you. I guess it's not in this one. I could have swore that was in here. One of those states, but yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. I don't think California will ever do that because we always try to be super liberal with everything.
Well, we had a split season a long time ago.
Like what year? What, like in the 70s?
No, I think it was in the 80s.
Really?
I think.
Oh man, where was that? I was seeing. I kind of jump around.
It may even have been the 90s. Early 90s.
Some people have complained that I jump around a little bit too much, but I usually don't. I haven't been lately. I do sometimes.
What do you mean, like jump around?
No, like no, like conversations.
Oh,
but I did see something. It was really cool, man, and I wanted to put it in a podcast. Not this one, and it was talking about the dates for like lead, which I kind of already knew that because I've had that people on podcasts that talked about that. It was
when things have transitioned.
Yes, the limits. Oh, I took a picture on my phone, but I don't have my phone on me. I have it. It was showing all the years in the pintail populations, like up in the 4 million, 5 million back in the 60s, 70s, and then how it just went like this.
Well, I don't know if it
was 4 pintails,
Yeah. I remember when I started hunting when I was 9, right?
Yeah.
And I remember going, and literally you would see pintails fly all day long. it seemed like huge flocks. They would be high in the ozone, but it seemed like there was always birds up high in the ozone. And as time has went on, it seems like you don't see that as much. At least I don't think you see it as much as what you used to. I don't know what changed. If there's less birds, weather patterns, all those different factors that can be involved in that.
Just birds in general, probably, huh?
I think there's less. It seems like there's less birds that are transitioning from place to place. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different factors that can affect that.
Right.
The amount of hunters. I think there's more hunters now than there used to be. It seems like it to me. I don't know. Maybe the numbers won't bear that out, but maybe just here local. It seems like there's more people here locally than there used to be in the Central Valley. But that could just be me. I don't know.
I know. They always say it's not, but I don't know.
So going back to the hunt in Connecticut, what species are we going to be targeting?
So for me and you, I know, and I think Thomas is on the same page, is if I went there and didn't shoot anything else and shot a bunch of ducks we always shoot and shoot this one thing, is black duck.
That's always been a duck that I wanted to shoot.
Man.
Probably, I would say that, the
Harlequin.
The Harlequin. Harlequin's number one, and then a squaw.
Squaw.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to plan, and I'm not trying to jump around, but we're just talking about hunts and shooting birds that we want to shoot. I already talked to Thomas. I go, dude, we need to go to Wisconsin again, and we need to go do all squaw. He's been talking to me, our buddy out there.
Yeah. When
you guys coming back, we need to do that.
Yeah.
Especially for you. You got to go on that so you can get your old squaw.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so easy.
Is there a chance in Connecticut? I don't know what species are there.
I don't think so. Not what we're going to. He never. Did he mention that? Maybe he did mention.
I don't know.
If I had my stinking phone, I've had so many texts from
they have
him.
the eiders, right?
Yeah, so we could do
Pacific eider?
Black duck. It sounds like fairly easy from what he spots or his spots or however he's got it set up. But for sure, black duck, common eider. Common eider was, I thought he made it sound like that's definitely likely. There's two more ducks. Why can I not think? Oh, white winged scoter and black scoter. Is it black scoter?
The black scoter.
So that's 4.
That'd be really cool.
He said there's a chance.
I could get a surf over here on the coast.
Right.
The surf scoter.
Right. I thought they do have surfs too, though, right?
They probably do. If they
so
have,
you could get. I would almost rather shoot one there.
You could potentially get all three of them. Then if they have those, I would think.
Cool.
I think they kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about those ducks. I haven't never hunted them.
What did he tell me though? He told me
there's
a chance. Yes.
Merganser?
Which that wasn't the one. So really 5. There's 5 right. Well, 5 for you for the surf scoter.
If there's old squaw. 6? Well, if there was a black duck, the eider.
Common eider.
The mergansers, and then that's 6, and the 3 scoters.
Yeah, for you. For me, it'd be 5 ducks, red breast merganser. But there was one other one he mentioned that he's like, it probably won't happen, but there's a chance, a slight chance.
A king eider? No.
No, I know, right? Seriously. What was it he said? Maybe it was common eider. Maybe common eider is not
Do
real
they have
high
brants?
chance. They do.
But it's probably not during the time frame.
No, it is. But their window's closed when we're there. It's closed for 2 weeks, and it's when we're there.
Gotcha.
But I don't know how.
That's the eastern, right? The eastern brant.
But I don't know how good of a chance we would have to get one anyways. And we're only hunting 3 days.
Yeah.
That's not very much.
No, it's not.
Really, it's not. Because
weather. What are the limits there?
That's a good question. It's low, isn't it?
Is it like 5 versus 7?
No more than 5, that's for sure. I mean, it might be 4.
Yeah.
And I hate saying this on the air because everyone's going to chastise us.
Yeah, we're like,
I haven't looked
do your research, dummies.
Well, no, I will. Trust me.
Yeah, when the time comes.
Even the funny thing is even though Jimmy will tell us all that anyways, I'm already going to know before I go there.
Yeah, exactly.
I like reading the reg books. I like just to see.
Yeah,
it's fun. I don't
knowledge.
know. To me, I read them every year.
There's things like, too, you don't know is, do they have shell limits?
Right.
You can have in the field. All those things you got to research.
Yeah. I mean, all we really know right now is no Sunday. That's the only thing, just because he told me that. But I have not looked in the reg bookies for anything yet, which I don't even know if they're released yet for there yet. They might not even be out for the 24.
But black duck, I think, would be the top of the list.
Oh man, I'm so excited. That's gonna be awesome. Are you gonna try to take your gun? Or are you gonna shoot? It sounds like he's got a couple. But I kind of want to shoot mine, to be honest.
I don't know. You know what I do need to do though is check in. Do I have to have a passport, real ID, and a passport?
No, it moved to next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep putting it off.
I do because it keeps moving. Dude, they've been saying this for 5 years.
Yeah.
That you got to have the real ID to fly, and then they're like, oh, no, never mind, 2025, 2026. Everyone's like, you need to get that. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I take my passport just in case as a backup, but I really don't need to. I don't even know why I do that, to be honest with you, because as long as you have your driver's license. But I guess in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, maybe we should just force ourselves to go do it. Finally.
I know, I need to.
But the thing is, once you get it, you have you know what I mean? So why get it when you don't need it to extend out your... Now, that being said, though, for ammo, would be nice, because right now I have to have a passport to go buy ammo with my license because I have the federal limits apply. Do you still have your old license, or is it the newer one where it says federal limits apply?
I bet you I have the federal limits apply one.
Probably. You have to, dude, because that's been around for a while now. It's probably...
I'm sure it's...
Probably at that point.
Well, isn't it something like if you purchase a gun within a certain period of time or something? Federal limits apply. Yep. At the top.
That's mine now, too.
So I probably need to get it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What do you think about this 11% tax that we're getting in California? When does that start? July
1st.
July 1st on all guns and ammo? It's ridiculous.
We're not going to buy ammo. No one's going to buy ammo here.
Why would you?
I wouldn't. You're an idiot.
Why would you?
Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I meaning the mindset of them wanting to do that to us is they think we're idiots.
Well, I mean, California as a whole is
they're doing what they want to do, is making us not get ammo here is what they're doing.
I don't know what they're trying. I think they're trying to make you totally dependent upon the government, or you got to be so rich that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's the middle class. I think that's being targeted a lot. 11% tax there, and then you've heard the other thing with they're wanting to put something in your car where you get charged 30 cents a mile.
Yeah, so they want us to all do
billions,
EV.
Do you know how many billions that's going to generate?
I know. No,
for them.
I know.
More than it costs to do these roads, right? Billions of dollars,
which we'll never see on the roads.
How are you going to regulate how far somebody drives? What if you go out of state? Does it apply then?
Right.
They can check your odometer every time you go get the car spawned. What's the thing? Oh, here's this bill. You got a $50,000 bill. I mean, it's literally ludicrous. And whoever's voting in California for Democrats, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. You're a flat out idiot. I don't know how else to put it nicely, but that's the nicest way I can put it. You're a stupid idiot. Because we're being taxed to death here.
Mm-hmm. Well, what would you say to someone that says you're an idiot for staying there?
I would say sometimes
you feel that way.
A is my church, right? Lifelong friends here, but literally, it feels like the children of Israel in Egypt. I mean, what's the tax bracket? What are they taxing us? 40%? 40+%. So think about that.
It's crazy. You can't think about it, or you just get depressed. Like
40% of your earnings, you're just giving it to the government to do whatever willy-nilly thing that they decide that's appropriate for them. Yeah.
And then all the things that they throw in in these bills that you don't even see. Okay, did you hear about the one that's starting? Is it starting this? I'm not going to give dates because I don't know exact, but I know it's starting within the year. Sometime from now to a year from now is starting 50 cents a year till like 2035 on gas tax.
How can you afford to even drive?
Gas could go to 50 cents a mile without taxes, but in 5 years, that's $2.50. Gas will be a minimum of $3, and it's all tax. So I'm saying if gas actually costs 50 cents a gallon, if it went to that low, which it never will, we're still paying $3 a gallon straight tax.
And so what are you going to do, buy an electric vehicle?
But here's the crazy thing. You know why they did that? Because of the EV vehicles.
Well, they're saying that they're not getting enough tax from the EV vehicles, so to compensate it, they're going to...
But they're the ones that forced the EV.
Well, they highly promoted it, right?
Dude.
And
they basically
as well as I do that...
Gave you all steps to do it.
I mean, we have rolling blackouts here, right? The grid is not designed to support everybody charging an electric vehicle. A lot of areas, the stuff that's out there has been there since, 30s, 40s. What's out here? Maybe the 70s. When was this house built? A lot. The the grid is not set up to support this. So it just keeps snowballing, right? Somebody's going to have to pay to upgrade all this stuff. And the consumer's the end guy, right?
Yeah.
So literally it's going to get where you're going to either be, I don't know. What's the deficit? I heard something the other day that they lost, what was it?
It just went away, huh?
$24 billion disappeared in California. They don't
disappeared.
They don't know where it went.
24 billion.
I heard it was 24 billion. 24 billion. They don't know what happened to it. I was watching something the other day.
I mean, we know they do. It's just how can you be stupid enough to make that statement?
Well, how can you be stupid enough to vote people in office that do that?
But Travis, see, to me, and people say this and argue with this to me all the time, but I don't believe they are. I just think it's set up how it is. Yes.
I don't know, man.
I'll say it all day long. I don't care who calls me.
SF and LA controls.
Dude.
And you know what? You'd be surprised how many stupid people are here in the Central Valley, too.
You know how many good people and solid conservative people are in there? Yeah, maybe we don't see eye to eye on everything. But like you said, I don't know.
Why do you want to tax people to death? At some point, it's going to fold. You can't.
I just don't see people. I don't care who you are, Democrat or Republican. Do you want to just throw your money down the toilet?
They must. I mean, if you got one brain cell that doesn't function, they're voting for it.
They're not voting for that. I don't believe it. I
know
some people are stupid.
Dude. You'd be surprised.
I do know because I do agree with you because COVID showed me even people I thought were normal were stupid. Like COVID was a big eye opener. Like even people we know very closely, I was like, huh, all right, check you off the deal because when stuff hits the fan, I definitely having you help out. That's for sure. Because dude, you gotta. I don't know. People are sheep, dude. They are so bad. But I know we're kind of randomly going all over the place.
We talk about hunting to go into politics,
well, we were
right?
talking about Connecticut and all excited about
yeah,
that.
we talked about...
You brought this
I'm sorry, man, with the ammo taxes, all that stuff. I mean, I just had to get that off my chest.
We could have did that on a whole different podcast.
I had to get that off my chest. Let's talk about hunting. Okay, so we got Connecticut.
It's insane. But, yeah.
And where else we going?
Well, no, let's talk about Connecticut. We haven't dug into that. So...
Okay, so what are you looking forward to?
You guys so far.
Black duck. I want to eat some seafood.
Dude. And you know what's so awesome is that guy's so well versed in that area and where to go and where to eat and where to look at and sightsee.
I need lobsters. I need lobsters.
Me too. I don't think there's anybody going that's not. Maybe Sarah's not. She likes seafood though. I think she likes crab and shrimp.
Tamara loves seafood.
Oh, dude. I could tear some lobster up, dude.
With some melted butter and a little bit of garlic.
I'm telling you, dude, we're not going to want to leave, I don't think.
Well, I got to lose weight so I can gain weight when I'm there.
I know. Tickets are fair right now. That's what I'm really, I know it's going to hurt right now to get that. That's probably one of the bigger expenditures. But we got to get that ASAP because it's really not bad. A one nonstop all the way to JFK, son, that's good. You want that because you don't have to worry about losing luggage. You don't have to worry about getting layovers.
I hate layovers.
You know what I mean? You go to one spot, then you got to make another stop. Then you got to do that. That's asking for nothing but problems. Like you're going to lose luggage.
Yeah.
And the way things are right now, like you heard about what happened to Sarah, right?
No. So
that's why I don't really want to get those American Airlines tickets to fly back there. Dude, that's a nightmare. American Airlines is absolutely, I'm telling you, anybody listening to this that is flying, do not fly American Airlines. Like, that used to be my favorite airline because I've been flying quite a bit for years.
Yeah.
And they used to be so good, and they're very military friendly, like just a lot of good things. But they have just went down the dump, dude. They went down the toilet. They lost Sarah's luggage and Teresa's. No idea where it was at. With the tracking stuff on, they didn't even know where it was at. It was gone for like 20-some hours and finally showed up. Sarah had all this like expensive
Did they have
stuff.
somebody have delays too or something? They got
everyone. They all did.
A whole day or something?
Travis, on the way there, they all missed their connecting because they sat on the tarmac for 2 hours because there was a bird strike when she went there. But when was the bird strike? Was it when they came into land and then they didn't catch it till they were literally on the runway?
Their particular plane hit a bird.
Yes.
Okay.
So they got to do their inspections. So it sat there for 2 hours. So which means they had to stay the night in Dallas or Denver. Dallas or Denver. I can't remember which one. Both main hubs. Spend their own money. They didn't pay them Even though it was their fault, they said, "Oh, it's not our fault. We hit a bird." So all that whole plane missed their flights, connecting flights, and they all had to go spend their own money and get a hotel, and not leave till 10 the next morning. Then on the way back, they had delays. They delayed them again 2 hours. Luckily, they just caught their other flight and got home, but then they lost their luggage. And Davine and Paul David stayed 20 some hours in the airport, slept in the night or the airport.
Ooh, those aren't very comfortable seats.
No, I would have got a hotel. There ain't no way I would have slept there. But anyways, my point is that was all American, all of those.
Yeah.
It happened to them going out there, Jesse and Brother Hill and all them too, going out there and coming back. So that's why JetBlue is a little more, but I've heard nothing but good about them.
For peace of mind and
I think it's worth it.
ease of use.
And supposedly the seats, leg room and seats is wider. So if you're going to be in a plane for 6 hours, you kind of want to not be
I'm sure I could sleep pretty good.
like this. You can? You probably can.
Oh, yeah, I can sleep anywhere.
Even in a plane?
Yeah.
I'll doze on and off, but I
I can handle my snoring.
I'll probably doze a little bit, but I'll probably just like watch movies on my phone or something.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun because we can buy all our tickets at once, and I'm assuming we'll probably be all sitting kind of close. That'll be fun, dude. It'll be fun.
That'll be a good time.
And because it's a bigger airplane, because it is a nonstop, there'll be bigger rows too. Like we might all just be like or whatever.
Like a 3-rower? I've never flown
should be
one that big.
It'll be a big one. I'm assuming it'll probably be like a 757 or a 777.
I've never flown anything that large.
Yeah, I did coming back from Afghanistan. That thing was huge. It was a double decker, dude. You know, it was sick when we came back.
Double decker
Yes,
airplane?
2 levels.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, and what's crazy, I want to say it's 6, 12, and 6.
Good gracious.
It's nuts. But, dude, when we came back,
how wide is that?
That thing holds, I don't know how many hundreds of people, several hundred. And, like, there was only, like, a couple hundred people on the plane. We were all stretched, dude. I think they do it on purpose just to let you, like, because it's like 20-some hours.
Was it all military on there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Everybody coming
That
back
makes
from
sense.
deployment. But anyway, so we got to do that. We got to get the tickets. We really need to start here pretty soon, and I'll get that going. I'm always the trip guy, but we got to get our kind of like licenses rolling and all that stuff. And he was saying something about because we never buy a license there, we need to make sure, have our hunter safety stuff and get all that.
Yeah, I wonder.
I'm gonna start that soon.
I have one.
Soon as camping's over.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start getting all our stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rolled in.
Because
I really want to buy our tickets though before camping. I know it's not a good time, but are you going camping? Just a weekend
think so.
or a week.
Talon's not gonna be able to go because of his job, so I know Taylor wants to go.
Yeah.
So I took off. So,
You did
yeah.
the 12th or whatever.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
I don't even remember off the top
I didn't even know. I haven't even asked to talk to nobody about it because now it doesn't really matter. I might try to squeeze in a couple of days of work just because of the way my schedule is, but I don't know. Anyways, so if we can get our tickets here pretty quick, I really feel like just bite the bullet and get them because I'm telling you, those will sell. As far out, the thing is, it's in December, so people are going to be buying stuff right now for Christmas and all family stuff. So we need to do it. We got to do it. I was trying to push it off, but so that then we'll get our lights going after camping, and then really after that we're kind of ready, I guess. Oh, and then hotel, but we can do that like a couple weeks beforehand.
And then we got to think about shipping the birds back.
Yep. That'll be easy though, dude, because we'll put it in his freezer.
Yeah.
And we'll get all that. We'll cram that stuff in tight or we can do 2 smaller boxes or 1 big box. Or we can do individual for each of us. You have a box, I have a box.
Well, like I was saying, what I've seen him do is take.
So tell us how you see stuff shipped. That would be good for someone to listen here. Like shipping birds, like if you do some out of state.
What I've always been told is to ship on a Monday, which I don't know how that works for us because you don't want your birds sitting somewhere over the weekend, right?
You can do it for us.
So you don't want them sitting somewhere over the weekend and they unfreeze and then there goes your birds, right? They spoil, they ruin, they start slipping. You got a big mess. Freeze them solid. Put them in a Ziploc bag.
You know what's nice, dude?
Put the bigger birds on the outside, smaller birds on towards the middle because they'll thaw faster. The little birds versus a big bird. Take go to Lowe's or whatever, get insulation, and then you basically wrap the birds in insulation, and put them in like in a cardboard box, ship them at least 3 day, right? Minimum 3 day. And then as soon as they get here, they'll probably just be slightly unthawed. You can just refreeze
And it's
them.
December, so it's cool.
Yeah, it'd be cold. You just don't want them sitting in the airport for the weekend.
You shouldn't. You don't think doing 2 day?
I mean, you can if you want to pay the extra money. I don't know how much it would be.
Yeah, just
But
check
3 day,
there, I guess.
3 day would be
Plain.
good.
Yeah, we could just have it ready and paid for, and then he just goes and takes them down there for us.
And then like what you can do, like I know we talked about this. What I've seen people do is, get individual colored zip ties, and then when you shoot a bird, it's yours. Just that color zip tie on the leg.
That's a great idea.
So you know that, hey, that's my bird.
That's a good idea. Because these are this is different, right? Like if it's mallards, it's one thing, but like I don't know. I think that's a great idea. I'll have to remember that. Just a
small little zip
ties, yeah, with multicolor.
Go to
that's a good idea.
Harbor Freight, get the got packs that have like 4 or 5 different colors in there.
You even mentioned about breasting them out too.
Yeah, but the thing is too is you think that they're going to potentially unthaw faster like that?
I think so.
Because
that breast, that's a good chunk of ice cube.
It's like ice cube. Yeah, it's
But
just less space, right? I mean,
right.
And then too, you got the time to do it, right?
You got to remember too. I think it's good is our last hunt will be Saturday. So Saturday night we're throwing them in the freezer. All the birds. Well, so the other ones will be already in the freezer.
Yeah.
The last birds we shoot, if there's anything new, will be in Saturday night, all night Saturday night, all day Sunday, all the night Saturday night.
Yeah, and I guess we just need to be able to get.
Maybe we shouldn't leave super early then on Monday. Are we flying back Tuesday? Monday, right?
You're the itinerary.
What did I say now?
I don't know.
I said we're leaving Wednesday. Hunt Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the girls. Monday fly home. Yeah. Well, you already got on vacation. Did you already forget?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that when it shows up. I kind of.
Well, yeah. So maybe with that, I wasn't thinking that. Maybe we shouldn't, unless you think it would be okay to wrap everything up and do it Sunday evening.
I mean, you could do it Sunday night or whatever, right? And then just somebody ship it out Monday.
But then you're adding another day on another night on another 12 hours to like where it's not in a freezer.
Yeah, potentially.
Well, if it's at his house, he could just stick it in the box. Unless we're wanting to do it.
I mean, if he's got a place to store all those birds.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll have to figure that
I
out.
don't know how many birds it's going to be.
I hope it's 5 to 6 each of new birds we haven't shot. Man, that's going to be so fun, dude. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. It's going to be
Yeah, it'll be an experience. I mean, it's always cool to go someplace and experience something new. And especially, I mean, what's going to be weird is even bird ID, right? Because you're not...
Right.
It may take a minute to like, hey, that's a drake, that's a hen, or that's what this particular type of bird is.
When you're not used to seeing it.
Because you're not used to seeing them in flight, right? Or whatever. And then to the style of hunting.
And shooting them.
The style of hunting is going to be different, right?
Because
See, I've always read, I've never hunted them, but I've heard a black duck is the wariest duck that there is what I've heard. And I've heard like there's guys that are like phobic about it. They'll only use like 6 decoys. Some people only use hand carved decoys. Like I heard they're the wariest bird that there is.
Now, where the guys are from that are saying that, are they more like southern?
I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it because I was like, someday I'm going to hunt them, but I don't know when that's going to be, and it's come up sooner than I probably thought, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, better sooner than later.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm glad this is happening now, because I've had some other offers, but this feels like a very solid, high probability hunt. Not one of those kind of like maybe.
And two, we got to take it. Like we said, this opportunity's come up. We got to take advantage of it where we didn't take advantage of opportunity before. They could have capitalized on
Harlequins,
and it changed. And I've heard. I know we talked a few years ago to Eugene, who's that taxidermist, that trained me. But remember, you talked about he thought at some point in time they'd cut off some of the eiders, like you wouldn't be able to hunt them after.
Oh yeah, I don't see king eider being on a whole lot longer.
I don't know about a king. I mean, it's so expensive.
So
right?
maybe they're not dipping into
So
them
I don't
too
think they're
much.
dipping into them too heavy.
Yeah.
We're like,
But what
on
else
the
do you
East
think?
Coast.
What do you think then? What they would be taking away next?
I don't know. I think a lot depends on how
Old squaw?
their breeding population does, right?
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, because if you look at the range of old squaws, I mean, they have them in Utah, right? They got them in back east. So I think it's a wider range than like a harlequin, right? Washington was the only state in the lower 48 where you could shoot a harlequin.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one a season for out-of-staters. I don't know what it was for people in-state.
We blew that, Travis.
But that was the only place in the lower 48 where you could hunt them. Now that's closed down. So there's not the range of, you know what I'm saying? They don't have the range like other birds have.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if, I guess it depends on habitat and how the eider does, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think there's the common and there's the Pacific eider. I think the common's got the green, more the green color. The Pacific,
Mhm.
I think he's got more like a, if I remember right, like more black, like a black V underneath his neck with white. He's got more orange on his bill, where the common has like a greenish color, yellowish greenish color bill, if I remember right.
Like you said, regardless, just a whole experience. Everything about it is something new.
Something new, right?
I hope I can just live in the moment, because I do struggle with that, especially if I'm trying to film or pictures.
Yeah, for you it's harder, I think. But like literally like every minute, every moment they're soaking in,
I
right?
know.
And that's what so many things in life I wish I would have maybe had a camera then or a GoPro, right?
It's a
there's
mix.
so much stuff that
I know, Trust.
when I
That's
was young.
what I'm saying, dude.
And you didn't really see the advent of YouTube and those things like this until later in life, right? And you didn't have the portability or whatever to capitalize on those experiences as much, I don't think. We had like little snapshot Polaroid back in the day. We didn't have cell phones that take great pictures or film. I mean, there's things that I did when I was younger. It's like, man, I wish I would have had a camera just for that.
So do you see my dilemma, how it is for me?
Yeah, it's very difficult because you're trying to, at one time you're trying to create content, you're trying to pick out specific things.
Yeah.
So that takes away from your hunt.
Mm-hmm. It does.
The joy and the experience of the hunt. But at the same time, you're in that thing where you're trying to do both, right?
Mm.
And so one of them's going to suffer one way or the other,
It is.
or they both could suffer.
Yeah. But I don't want to leave there and not have anything. And it's not because of gain or monetary gain. It's just the memory.
The experience, right?
The experience and the feel of
imagine,
I remember that moment.
Well, too, it's an area you haven't hunted before, right? So everything's new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people are like, oh, yeah, they're used to it. They've experienced it, right? Like if somebody came out to California, you think, oh, yeah, shoot cinnamon teal and get great pictures of that. And, So it's just when 20 years from now, when we look back, right, you want to say like, oh, I remember this. Yeah. And you got something to actually visually look at, right? That's why taxidermy is cool. Cause I mean, a lot of my birds I can remember like, hey, I remember exactly where I was at when I shot this bird, and that brings back a memory. So same thing with photographs and things like that, and so, and as you get older, you tend to forget stuff. And then when you see a picture, you're like, oh yeah. And then associate it with something else. You can link all these experiences together and remember that more vividly.
Yeah.
Like I still watch that Washington video that we did.
I know.
Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Just things like that. It's
it
really
never
cool.
dies, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I guess you just have to be willing to make that it's a little bit of sacrifice, but it's not that. It's worth it. You just got to know where to draw the line, I think.
Well, too, I mean, you're more experienced at it, right? It's easier for you to do it now versus when you first started, too, because you know how it operates. You've done it enough.
I think what I always concerned about, too, and I'm expecting people to maybe want to, like, I want some stuff of me in it, the stuff, too, right? Like, I want to be in some pictures. I want to be part of some of these things,
definitely.
And it's not really, unless, like, Caleb's there, it's not really, it just doesn't happen.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like, well, I remember taking that. I remember doing this.
But where am I at, right? Photoshop.
Which Thomas can do. If I ask him, like, here, take it, and he just starts snapping, he's got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
That I got to be in part of, and that's cool. So I guess if I got to mentally prep and like it is what it is, and I get what I get, don't stress about it though.
Yeah.
Don't be
have the ability to, or like you did with that picture you got there when we were in Washington, right? Mm-hmm. Like I remember that vividly. Getting that log and putting those birds on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I enjoyed all that stuff. I never was stressed out. I mean, that day, I can remember that day. Do you remember what happened that day? Me getting on to Rocky?
Yeah,
because he kept breaking. Bad. That was really when that started. That went downhill bad. But I never had put him in that situation with no dog stand, no place.
Yeah.
Anyways, So, but I can look at that and think of that and like kind of regret, like, I wish I wouldn't have got, that irritated with him, but he was breaking. So, I mean, but you can let things affect your attitude too. It's just not good. It shouldn't affect me. But no, so this one, I'm in my head for this trip. I'm so excited about it for so many reasons. Like just to be that our wives are going, that you're going, because you haven't done a ton of that.
Yeah.
Not that me and Thomas have done so much, but we've done quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've Kansas and Wisconsin and Canada and all that stuff. I guess we have kind of done a lot, but I'm really excited that you're going because I know you appreciate it more than anybody.
Yeah, and then I don't know. And I'm not saying just because of me, but I've always loved taxidermy, right?
Right. You love birds. You just love birds.
Ducks when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Any kind of bird, right? But ducks has always been my thing, I guess, And you see all these birds and, you got these dreams like, oh, yeah, let's go to Argentina. Let's go to,
Obregon. Yeah.
It's just the beauty of waterfowl. And
right.
I don't know, just something I'm excited about it because it's something I haven't got to see those birds yet.
Yeah, well, me neither.
And I'm looking forward to it. It's like, I'd rather go see them than going to see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just see them. Just see them flying. Just see them going across the water, not even just necessarily shooting them.
Like barning them, seeing those ducks in Alaska.
I know.
And Talon seeing, shovelers in basically off the coast of Alaska, what's shovelers doing there? But just seeing stuff like that is just really cool.
That's going to be cool, dude. Yeah, I want to soak it in, but I want to capture what I can too and not let it overwhelm me. If I don't get stuff, I don't get it. But I definitely want to, I want to tell a story of that trip.
Here's the thing. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
That's hard to know, though. It is. It really is sometimes.
Yeah.
When to grab the camera, when to not.
Here's the thing.
When I say camera, I'm talking about pictures.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that too. But you know what I'm saying? I would think that early on, if there's birds, you're gonna want to you need to take advantage of it and at least get what you're after.
Yeah,
and then worry about it later. You know what I'm saying? Instead of vice versa. Because I should have picked up my gun, right? You don't want to say that I should have.
No, I don't want to say that. That's true. Because I can always get all that stuff after they're dead, and we got them. That's
exactly. You can take pictures of them, pose, hold them or whatever.
Yeah, you grab it and water dripping off. I have all these shots in my head already. I want to get. And I know that I've read guys that when they go on big trips, they have a shot sheet.
Okay.
Of what they would like to get. And that helps too. Instead of thinking, what should I take a picture of? You kind of already have all these things in your head. So I already do. I've already been starting that list because I'm like, man, this is gonna be so amazing. It's just, I do that stuff. We'll frame that stuff, dude. The stuff I'm gonna be able to get with our backgrounds and the birds and us.
Well, someday you'll put up all those canvases, right? And that's gonna
that'll be part of it.
And see all those memories of stuff.
Yeah.
How many do you got there? 50? This guy's got 50 high quality photos of canvases, and they're set on his floor. And I've told him I'll come over and help him, and we could just do his whole wall, put them where it looks like wallpaper, but they're all cool photos.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to have that little record of it, right? Those pictures.
It's really cool because it brings back a memory, right? It's a memory that you can just.
I think all the hunts we went on, we never even really had. You were the only one that would every once in a while take some pictures. You had some camera. You would every once in a while snap a couple.
Yeah, I did have a little.
And I was like, man, I wish I had more of those. You did pretty good.
What's weird? The other day I was looking for a blank card, SD card.
Mm-hmm.
I popped it in there, and I got some photos of us from I don't know. I want to say, it was you, Thomas, and Matt were out there hunting somewhere. Yeah, together, and I got some photos, and it's crazy, man. Whoa, we're aging.
Well, it's funny too because we don't think I don't think of them hunting for a long time, but it's been a long time already for Thomas. I'm always off on his. He's like, dude, I've been hunting this long. I'm like, yeah, he ain't no.
Spring chicken, right?
No. It's just kind of crazy because it's like, man, 10 years just goes like that. 20 years goes like that.
Yeah, it does.
25 years goes like that.
But
30.
I got all these old photos, and it's like, whoa, you know, they're not like super high quality, right? Because it's the camera that we had, but it's really fun to look back at those. It's like, oh wow, yeah, okay.
And I hope I can do it justice. I hope I can do it justice of this trip.
Well, of course you can. I mean, you got the camera to do it, and the know-how, and you know what to look for, right? You have the eye for it because you hunt, so you know what.
I'm excited, dude. I want to get so much, and I say that every time. Me and Caleb have talked about that. You always think you get a lot.
Yeah.
You go do something, and you go on a hunt, and you just snap, and you take 700 pictures, 800 pictures. You get back, you get 50 good ones out of that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I should have took more. You always say that. I don't think it matters how many you take. He said you're always going to say that, so I'll just kind of do what I can.
I was reading something. It's been a long time ago. There was I think it's called the. Oh, I can't even think of the name of the website, but I was reading it, and they said like some of those guys will take like 2,000 pictures to get one shot that they think is like, oh yeah, this is the perfect shot or whatever. I'm like, good gracious!
Well, I'll tell you this.
Those.
When I say,
is it the Rugged Image? Did I tell you about that site? The Rugged Image or something like that? Yeah.
But if you take 1,000, 50 is actually a lot. I never come out with 50. When you say what he's saying, like where it's the best.
Yes.
Like you just look at that and think, man, that's a good picture.
Yeah.
Maybe one. 50 usable, meaning they're right.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite shots is that one of, I think was it Ewan Harrison or Thompson Harrison with that smokestack in Washington, and it's like purple.
Dude, well, that was off the video camera.
That's crazy. That was like.
Is that not trippy? How purple
shots.
that was?
Yeah, it was really
no
cool.
editing.
Yeah.
Zero. It is trippy.
That was a really.
I've never seen one like that ever. Yeah. Nothing like that. Straight purple sky.
Yeah, it almost looks fake.
I wish that would have been a picture. That'd be crazy. Which it really wouldn't change the epicness of it, to be honest with you, because it was just silhouetted with purple background and smokestacks.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what causes that look.
That hue in the air. Something coming out of the smoke. I don't know. It was really weird. It was cool though.
Well, yeah. So I think it's gonna be hot and heavy that trip. I really do. It's gonna go fast, too fast. I think.
Are we taking our own ammo? Like, are we gonna buy it there? How's that work?
I'll have to figure that out. We can fly with so much. You can pack it, but I just don't know it's gonna be enough.
I didn't come this far to miss. That's why I'm shooting heavy shot.
Busy. We'll be talking to old Mr. Busy.
Yeah. I might have to break down and get some bismuth because if you're shooting nighters, those are some big birds.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Yeah. I don't know. I can already see he's gonna want us to shoot some of his stuff or whatever. Because he's got hand loads. We'll do that though. That's fine. I don't care. We can try it. But I definitely, heavy shot is the name of the game on that trip. And then Kuyu too. Be repping our Kuyu. Very happy with them. You guys have been wearing a lot longer than I have, but I love it. I love it.
No,
love to support that. I love to be part of that team. To be honest.
It's so awesome because it's local, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which is so cool.
And really heavy shots too.
I was looking at
Morgan.
Just to bring this up, the other day I was on Instagram or something, and somebody was like, "Oh, you need to open a store here. You need to open a store there." Like, why do you have a store in California? And it's like, it's so cool that the founder, Jason Harrison, he stayed local, right?
Yeah.
I think he's from that town originally, and that's why that Kuyu store is there.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool that something good came out of California.
Right. I know.
And I watch tons of YouTube hunting videos, and most of the ones I see, it's tons of people wearing Kuyu, and it's just really, really cool to know that that's a local brand and that we're part of it.
Yeah,
and it's such an awesome product.
Dude, it's so good.
I'm saying it's just
So that'll be cool though. It's just everything about it's just
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna get some awesome shots with.
And we're gonna go to his factory, which I'm like thinking, when in the world are we gonna put that in there? But I want to do a walkthrough of the process of him making the chokes and all that. And by the way, guys, I usually do this at the beginning, but just remember, if you want 10% off Muller choke tubes, if you haven't heard of him, look him up. Trust me. But if you have and you're debating on buying them, he has a ton back in stock. Like everything's gonna be up before duck season. If yours is not yet, just keep watching it. But put the code in MVM 2024, all one word in caps. Like MVM is caps. you'll get 10% off. So and thank you to a lot of you that have bought them. It does help support us too, but it also gives you guys a discount. So, but yeah, and I only support them because I really like it a lot. That's the best chokes I ever shot for sure. I got to pattern test my 28 gauge, but I think old 28 is gonna stay home for this trip, even though I would totally know I could smoke those birds with that gun. No doubt in my mind. I'm the most confident with that gun.
Really?
For sure. Helps I was shooting at MV12 too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't think I'm gonna take my 12. I really don't want to take my 12 at all. Oh, there's another thing. We'll have your chokes too. If you want them before we go, we can get them so you can pattern test it.
Yeah.
Or we can just get him back there when we meet him. Whatever. But we'll probably be throwing in the passing ones, which are tighter because you might take a little bit longer shots because it's open water.
Sea ducks and stuff.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk about that. We've kind of talked about that a lot. We got a little derailed on politics, but
you got to vent a little bit.
And going through his how he makes it and making a video of that and getting to see all that in person, that's gonna be really cool too.
Well, it's so amazing those podcasts you do with them and the rationale and of why it's designed that way and the why he did it that way. Mm-hmm. When you listen to those, they're lengthy, they're long, but I was like enthralled with them the whole time, and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does. Scientifically, it's not like a gimmick. You know what I mean?
No.
It's scientific.
Yeah.
And it's not just about his chokes. That's the thing. If anybody hasn't heard those, you really should go listen to him. I don't know. I don't remember what episode is number 1, but you can see is it Jim Muller part 1 or something like that. We don't talk about his chokes much the first few. All it is about speed and pellet size.
Yeah.
And the feet per second of the shells. And it's like, whoa, we've been lied to for a long time. No wonder the patterns are blown out. And why the slower speeds have better patterns and cleaner and fuller.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But anyways, I don't want to get off on that tangent. He can explain a lot better. But I guess we probably beat that pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
That trip.
No, excited.
Yeah, and you talked about the birds and kind of how we're going to prep them, get them ready to ship.
I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna mount mine and put them in my house,
Travis has a sick idea. This guy, if you're watching on the MVM Show YouTube channel, I'm going to take this gadwall down, and he's going to glass case black duck with the lights coming down. That is going to be the centerpiece, but it's going to be several little while before that.
You get to build it. You get to build the case.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't know.
It'll be worth it. I don't care about technically having a glass case, but the fact those lights are there.
I think what's
it'd
cool.
be sick to have the lights off in here, Travis, and have that turned on.
I don't know.
How tight would that be?
I think it would look cool.
Oh, it definitely.
Especially like at night, just turn the thing off and just.
What if we should grab like a rock or two, or like something from the beach, or something?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like if you can find if there's shells or
and it was like that was on the beach,
or something that washed up on the beach that's small or whatever. If you
just something random,
like a beach combing, If you
we need to remember all this, dude, and write all this down because I'm telling you. From experience of doing a lot of trips, you get so caught up in the moment and the trip, you forget all that. Yeah. Or you think, it's a hassle, I'm not going to do it. And then you regret it later.
Yeah, you do. Or if you find a cool little piece of stick or even something just out of the ordinary that you see that catches your eye, it's always cool to have those things.
We really got to
pick them up.
We got to help each other out do that stuff,
Yeah.
When one's like being lazy, you're like
I can't wait to get talons done. I got those glass balls from Alaska.
Those are awesome, dude.
With those buoys and
looks really good.
Those scoters. I got them all mounted. I just got to build
They look super good, and the fact that they're all black, and you have it as clean as you do, it's pretty impressive because they're clean. Getting that fat off there, sure is not easy.
It's hard to get. Yeah, black colored ducks are harder to keep clean.
Yeah. Well, I held you longer. You weren't even planning on doing a podcast. Actually, that being said, I don't know if you can see it, but Travis just finished my canvas back, and it might be out of screen a tad. But it's hanging up right here. He did a swimming pose. Your first swimming pose, huh?
Yeah,
it's with the ghost hanger.
With the ghost hanger.
It looks good. The feet position, everything looks perfect. Looks good. So, anyways, all right, guys. Well, thanks for listening in, and we'll see you on the next one.